All right. Once again, live at the John Clayton housewarming party. Thanks for having us, John.
Thanks, Hot Shot. I'm glad you made it.
Are you enjoying all your guests? Are you trying to get us out of here?
No, I'm not trying to get you out of here. I just want to make sure Gross had a good time because, if he doesn't have a good time, life can be tough.
That's true. Gross, did you in fact have a good time?
Hot Shot.
Yes.
I'm standing here next to one of my great friends, John Clayton.
Mm-hmm.
I'm reminded of our history.
Yes.
It goes back about 20 years.
20 years. Yep.
Remember the night? So now I don't want to get in trouble with the ESPN guys.
Can you be in trouble with ESPN?
Okay, good. So in '91, Washington was undefeated. Miami was undefeated.
I remember.
It was the year I came to actually KJR.
I wish they had the BCS back then. Would have been a great game.
The BCS sucks. I mean, come on.
It does, but back then that would have been a great game.
This year they might have had 1 versus 2, but they didn't have it then. So, '91, I said, I'm going to do a computer mock-up of this game. And, of course, '91, no one had a computer.
Right.
And so I was going to make it up myself, basically. And I asked John if he would do the play-by-play mode.
Mm-hmm.
And, John, you agreed to do it.
Yeah, I was going to be the color analyst. He was going to be the play-by-play.
You were doing News Tribune. They gave me a script. You said, I don't really need the script. I can react off you. It's when I realized, oh, my God, this guy is like...
It's brilliant, yeah.
This is not a writer.
So you wrote every play?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, it was supposed to be computer, but it wasn't. I always felt bad about it.
Improv, though. There's a lot of
improv.
Right. Yeah.
My God, John was so good on it. Dan Patrick actually put it on ESPN. They put it on the scoreboard on there. And
really?
Football, yes.
That's awesome.
College Football Weekly did it as their centerfold.
There was a hit that was so hard in that game, I announced the guy's head fell off.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You did.
Yeah.
Do you remember the hit by chance?
They still thought it was real.
Evan made the hit.
They still thought it was real.
Yeah.
His head flew off and they still thought it was real? That's awesome.
I remember John saying to me that these guys from ESPN, because Paul Allen was starting it then, was Starfire then, and John was the kind of guy, and you know him, Hot Shot. And
I wasn't at ESPN at the time.
He was not.
Right, yeah.
And he was saying, is this a good idea? Ross, do you think it's a good idea? I can do a little John Clayton. So, Ross, I think it's a good idea because I'm not sure. I'm like, maybe I can do it. Should I do it?
That's right.
Maybe I could. I'm like, well, John, it seems like if it's Paul Allen's behind it, it might be okay. And John was like, okay, I'm going to do it. John was already the king of sport of writers up here for the Seahawks. I mean, for the News Tribune.
Yeah.
I saw Gary Wright today, by the way. Our old friend who, I'm sorry to make it because he was still there.
Yeah.
But had John running his basically lunchroom, which Gary had every day. But John was willing to do it for me. And I think it was one of the best college football broadcasts I've ever done, personally.
Neither of you have a copy of it, right?
I have a copy of it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
It'd be hilarious to hear.
I have a copy of that. I've gotten 2 guys jobs. Now, John, I'm kind of thinking of one, sort of, but you would have gotten it anyway. John was working so hard, was already there, was already happy.
Yep.
The other guy was Kenny Smith, because Kenny Smith came up and did one of the Martin Luther King games. To basically have a tape for TNT. And he was an old friend of mine from the Sacramento Kings days, so he got that job. So John Clayton and Kenny Smith have something in common. That is, if the Gross come on, they go, I used to know that guy.
They can both 360 dunk? Is that it?
No.
Oh,
If the Gross
they both know the Gross.
No, they might
say
say
the Gross can 360 dunk.
They might say the Gross. I've heard of that guy. I think I'm not sure who he is, but I think I've heard of him. So
now I can't have Clayton on without asking you really quick. Is Matt Flynn the real deal? Because what I'm reading now, there's no wow factor in practice.
Well, there's no wow factor, but he's okay. He's going to be better than what was there. And what's better than what was there is going to make them a better team. He may not be the greatest practice player, but also, too, understand what's going on. I mean, he's not with the starting lineup every day. They switch it around.
Okay.
And so, I mean, he's throwing to guys that aren't going to be in the league a lot of times, and that makes him look bad. When he gets the real deal on the first team in there, he's going to be fine. He makes quick decisions, like Gross. He's able to he's able to do things accurately, unlike Gross.
Okay.
also true.
And he'll be fine. And he runs the huddle well, just like Gross.
Okay, gotcha. So he
do run a good huddle.
So he will start this year. We don't have to worry about Tavares. He's the starter.
Yeah.
He's the man.
I'm going to get to do something right now that many men and not quite as many women.
Sounds bad.
I love John Clayton, and I'm proud to admit.
Everyone does. That's why we're here for you. Thanks for having us, John. Look at this beautiful neighborhood. He's on the water here. A big party going on inside. Thanks for having us. Are you getting ready for football, man, or what?
Ready. Let's go.
What are you doing now when the football's not going on?
Well, waiting for you to go back to play college ball at fullback.
I'm ready. That's right. I was at PLU when I worked.
Yeah, you quit my show to go play fullback.
I remember I had to call you. I still have your phone number memorized, by the way, for being your producer.
Yeah.
and I'd be on the phone with you, and then you'd say, "Oh, hey, Hotshot, let me call you back. That's Jimmy Johnson on the Other Liners," or "That's Bill Parcells." So that's my favorite memory of working for you. But the best producer ever, right? I mean, Hotshot. Okay, I appreciate that.
Who knew my music?
That's right. I know it all. All right, John. Thanks for having us, man.
Thanks.
See ya.